everybody, I'm Daphne and welcome to my channel. The background noise you can probably hear is my fan because it's quite hot, so I have my fan turned on. So in today's video we're going to speak about 7 positive things about being visually impaired. But before I get started on that, I would like to thank you all for your support and your encouragement for me and my little channel. It means a lot to me and I'm very thankful to you all. So yeah, you would probably guess and think that because you're visually impaired, you know what good could come of that. You'd be surprised that there are positive things to it. In the beginning, of course, when you first become visually impaired and you lose the majority of your vision, you don't really think that there's anything positive because you're trying to cope and to adjust to these new circumstances. But after some time, once you've been able to start your life again and start from the beginning in a sense, you realize that there are good things. So the first thing is that your senses become more acute. You have better hearing, better sense of smell and touch. You're able to realize the world around you through your hearing. The sounds of the birds singing in the morning or people's voices. The sense of touch when you're trying to get something from your bag. You can understand that you're touching your hairbrush or your wallet. Your sense of smell when you're passing through a house, you can through a street where someone is cooking something, you understand if what they're cooking is something that you would like from the smell, something that you wouldn't like. Things like that help you understand the world around you when you don't have your vision to a great extent. So now the second thing is that you don't judge and discriminate against people based on visual influences. For example, how they're dressed or if they're slim or fat. You don't judge people based on these influences. You actually judge them from what vibe they give you. Are they happy? Do you from the tone of their voice, do you hear a happier voice, a more sad voice, a voice that's indifferent? There are many things I could speak about this for hours, but I won't tire you for now. This is another subject for another video. If you would be interested, I might make one video that addresses this issue. And based off of that, we can go to the third good thing is that you like people actually for who they are. You don't base your judgment of someone on what they look like. You actually like them because they're a positive person, because they make you smile, because they're kind. Anything that you can think of. You won't say, oh, I don't like this person because he looks like this or he looks like that or whatever, and I'm not going to be friends with them or whatever. I like him regardless of all these things, or her or whoever. So I think it's very good that we have this this thing happening, because I was never taught to judge people anyway from what they look like. I always was taught to respect everyone regardless of what they look like, what they believe in, what their whatever aspects they may have. I don't judge people on these things. Even if I could see, I believe that I wouldn't judge them. As maybe I would make certain judgments because I could see, but I wouldn't. That wouldn't mean that I wouldn't give them the opportunity for me to get to know them, or for them to get to know me. It's important to not judge your book by its cover, to read it first and then to make a decision on whether you want to be in that person's life or not. So it's important, I think, to like people for who they actually are, not to judge them on what they look like. And then there's a fourth thing that we're going to speak about, which is that when you're visually impaired, you observe the world through your senses, your sense of sound, a sense of sound, of smell, of touch, as we said before, and taste, but mostly that has to do with food, I would say. So yeah, it's for example, when you an example I can give you is, for example, I'm trying to cross the road. Sometimes there are places where there are no traffic lights or pedestrian crossings, so I have to base my decision on whether I should cross or not on what I can hear. So if I hear kind of like silence, I know that I can cross the road because there's no traffic coming through. But if I can hear something rather quite close to me, then I know that I can't cross the road. So, I base my decision on what I can hear, not what I can see. Sometimes if you're going, through when you're walking and you can smell something, whether something nice or something like the flowers in spring, or something that doesn't smell very nice because I don't know, uh, whether it's food or something else, I don't know. So you understand the world around you through smell, through your sense of touch. Example would be, when you're trying to, when you're sitting down on a table and you're getting prepared to order something to drink or to eat. You use your hands to see what is on the table. Are there napkins? Are there other glasses so you won't, knock them over? So you use your sense of touch in that aspect as well, in that respect. Then in the sixth thing that I would like to, no, the fifth or the, well, whatever the next thing, whatever it was, yeah, is, I think it's the fifth thing, I think, is that you learn new skills. You learn how to use a white cane. I had to learn how to use a white cane so I can get around more easily. I learned how to use the euro coins. Each coin has a different indentation, so you can understand whether it's a 20 cent, a 10 cent, 50 cent, what is it? How to orient yourself, whether you're in a familiar environment or not. How to cook. When you're visually impaired, you have to measure everything. There are different things, that you have to learn. So, yeah, but that's a good thing because, you learn new skills to be able to survive in the world. The next thing is that I think it's the sixth thing, yeah, is that you understand and you realize that in the world there is kindness. It's something that we tend to forget because of all the things that happen around us and in our world. We tend to forget that there is kindness. And I'm lucky enough that I am reminded of this almost every day of my life, especially when I go out, to go to my job. There's always someone that was going to help me, for example, cross the street or help me get onto the train, because there's sometimes in some stations in the train where when we get on the train, there are large gaps from the train until the platform. There's a large gap which is very dangerous. You can hurt yourself if you can't see well enough. And they help me, with small things like, I don't know, helping me get down the stairs when there's nowhere for me to hold on to, or anything that you can think of. It reminds me that there are good people in this world that are willing to help. And that's, very helpful. It gives me hope, that, yeah, sure, there are bad things going on, but there's also goodness in the world. Mustn't forget that. And the last thing that I want to speak about is that you learn to be more trusting of people. So when I told you that someone helps me cross the road, it's that person that helps me cross the road is a complete stranger to me. However, I trust them to guide me and to help me cross the road. So you trust people. You have to trust them even though they're complete strangers to you, so you can, do everyday tasks in your life, and that makes you become more trusting of people, and that's a good thing. It can also have negative effects, but today we're speaking about the positive things. We'll speak about the negative things in another video. But, you know, it's a good thing to be able to trust people. I'm happy that I'm able to do it, and that is something that reminds me again from the previous thing that I was saying, that there's kindness in the world. So, yeah. These are the things I want to talk about. I'm talking a bit quick because I don't want to bore you and to make this a very long video. So I hope that you liked this video. If you'd like to speak in more detail about any of these things, you know, please let me know and I will gladly, you know, do so. Please subscribe to my channel. Push the notification bell so you can be notified every time that I post a new video. I will have the link to my Instagram account in the description box, and soon hopefully my Facebook page, which I have to sit down and fix. I've only fixed a little bit of it, but not all of it. So yeah, I'm gonna sit down and fix it at some point. And with all that being said, I wish you all a wonderful day, whether it's morning, afternoon, whatever time of day you're watching this video. Have a lovely time, and I'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye from me.